I'd like to call this meeting to order. Welcome here, everyone. And at this time, I'd like to give the opening to Councillor Jake Siemens.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Reading through Ralph Reason's latest book entitled Prosperity Ever, Depression Never has been very interesting. It's a history book. The book on is about Steinbach in the 1930s. While the world was reeling during the 1930s depression, southeastern Manitoba was not affected in the same way as other parts of Manitoba and Canada and the world. There was no unemployment, no business failed, and Steinbach continued to grow, somewhat slower, but still showed a steady growth. Sociologists and historians later agreed that what kept the East Reserve farmers and businesses from losses was the practice of mixed farming, along with dairy, pork, and small grains and vegetables, enabling them to subsist and prosper. Like today, the village of Steinbach possessed a can-do mentality that took obstacles as challenges to be met and overcome. One of the chapters that I found very interesting was titled The Hospital. As the population of Steinbach increased, so did the need for a hospital. Before, it was common for babies to be born at home, as well as for the sick to be treated in their own homes, with local doctors making house calls. In 1920, Maria Vogt's family settled in Steinbach, and she had received her nurse's training in Russia and Germany, and she opened a maternity home on Hanover Street along with her brother Abram. It soon grew to include a private hospital, even had an operating room, but in short order it was too small and ill-equipped to handle the patient load. At that time, Steinbach had two long-serving doctors, Anna and Alexander Schilstra, serving the area with home visits since around 1910. In 1930, a board called Mennonite Society for Care of the Sick was formed, and within a year was renamed Bethesda Hospital Society. And they took over the small facility started by Maria Vogt. The newly named board then drew up a plan for construction of a new hospital. It was 36 by 72 and a two-story height, with room for 15 to 20 patients and a waiting room and an operating room. But raising funds during the Depression was difficult, and the construction was put on hold for a number of years. In 1935, it was again put forward to raise funds because even VITA put together funds and had built a brand new hospital, while Steinbach's plans were still on hold. Neither the province nor the federal government put forth any funds, and the municipality provided $200. An unnamed businessman donated $1,000 worth of building materials. Ordinary citizens came forward with money, plus local communities of La Broquerie, Pansy, Sardo, Friedensfeld, Kleefeld, Courtines, and St. Anne also provided funds. Even children pitched in. The Kleine Gemeinde Sunday school pupils, whose average offering per Sunday was 2 cents, each contributed $50 to the hospital in 1937. All participating churches provided much needed funding, most committing to pay $1,000 over 3 years. On January 10th, 1937, an afternoon service was held to dedicate the new hospital. Final cost of the hospital, $18,000. Original price, when they started construction, or talking about in 1931, was $11,000. So even then, costs went up. The building had a complete water system, a furnace, an electric sterilizer, and a used X-ray machine purchased from Port Arthur Hospital in Ontario. The first year, 63 operations were performed, plus 316 patients got to spend at least one night there. The hospital tried to be as self-supporting as possible, keeping pigs on the hospital grounds for meat and growing a large vegetable garden, which the nurses helped to tend. Much of the food was growing locally and donated to the hospital by various ladies' auxiliary groups. As a side note, the Steinbach Post, newspaper of the day and a forerunner to the Carillon, described the building as an edifice. That building today would fit into the event center ice surface, taking up space along the center ice and about halfway to each blue line, and would not hit the rafters. It would also fit, I stepped it off today, it would also fit in the Randolph Columns, or in the Randolph Columns. In the front lobby of the new event center, it would fit in that space. Then on a personal note, in 1962, I was a patient in that hospital as they took out my tonsils. My memories include Jell-O, ice cream, and sharing a room with a Mr. Jake Stangard, who later became my bus driver. While the building no longer exists, it is interesting to read through the history of the building. It shows that today's Steinbach isn't much different, as the can-do attitude still exists for many of the projects in our community. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Siemens. Council, we have the agenda in front of us, looking for motion to adopt. Councillor Penner, second by Councillor Penner. Call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Council, we have the minutes of September 16th, 2025. This is a regular council meeting. Starting on page 1, we've all had a chance to review. Looking for a motion to approve. Councillor Hebert, second by Councillor Hebert. Any?
No comments.
Okay, call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Is there any business arising from the minutes? Seeing none. We are at 7:35, so we'll go directly into the public hearing. We have 6A, the Variance V-2025-30. This is referring to 53 Grandview Drive. Mr. Workneen, could you please introduce this file?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Application for variance file V-2025-30. The owners of the property are Brian and Irma Esau, with the applicant for the variance being Christopher Ford. Purpose of the variance application is to permit a rear yard setback of 0.25 feet for a pool, whereas City Zoning Bylaw 2100 requires a minimum setback of 5 feet. Notices, as are required under the Planning Act, have been issued. There is no written correspondence on the file. Reports for council's information are provided in the agenda package. The subject property is zoned RLD, residential low density. The city planner does report that provided the background on the permit process that occurred, and the pool was found to meet the construction and safety requirements as required under Steinbach's swimming pool bylaw number 2206, and the deck and pool were deemed to be compliant upon final inspection. However, at the time of completing the survey of the subject property, an error was discovered that the above-ground pool did not comply with the setback requirements, resulting in the variance. And the variance application is to permit the subject property to be brought into compliance to facilitate its sale. Recommendation from administration is that the application for variance be approved.
Okay, thank you. At this time, I will close the council meeting, open the public hearing. Is the applicant here today? Okay, do you wish to speak? You can take the podium, state your name, your address, and then you can continue.
My name is Brian Esau. We live at 53 Grandview Drive, purchased the property as of September 1st, and in the process of acquiring the property, requested a zoning memorandum, and this is what we discovered. So I would just appeal to the council to approve the setback, as it doesn't infringe on anyone's enjoyment of the property, given that there's a swale and a park behind the property. So I would just appeal to council to approve. Thank you.
Thank you. Just 1 second. Are there any questions for the applicant? No? Okay, thank you. Take your seat. Okay. Is there anyone else who would like to speak? Okay, take your, again, state your name and your address, and then.
Hi, Christopher could not be here tonight to speak for himself. I'm his mother, Karen Kovac, and he asked me to stand in for him. He just wanted to let council know that he had filled out all the forms, applied for everything. Everything was approved. It was inspected afterwards. All the inspection came through fine, so he backs onto open area. It's not going to infringe on anybody's future properties or anything. So he was just requesting that it be approved.
Okay, thank you. Did you get the name and no, I need your name and address.
Oh, sorry, Karen Kovac.
Karen Kovac.
And 102 4th Street East in Landmark.
Okay, thank you. And you're speaking on behalf of?
Of Christopher Ford.
Christopher Ford, okay. Thank you. Okay, is there anyone here with comments, questions, or objections to this file? I see none, but I will ask again. Is there anyone here with comments, questions, or objections to this file? Okay, seeing none, I will close the public hearing, open the council meeting. Council, how would you like to proceed? Councillor Penner,
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Question to administration.
go ahead.
Thank you through you. Mr. Workington, if this variance were to be approved as it sits right now, just as a straight approval without any amendments, would the 0.25 feet variance be applicable to any future builds as well? Or is it just on the current, what is on the property?
That is applicable to the outdoor pool that exists as of today.
And if there were to be a permit, follow-up if I may, Mr. Mayor?
Yes, go ahead.
If there were to be a permit pulled for a deck extension or something of the extent, would it then be allowed to then be at the 0.25 with the variance being approved?
Again, the way the variance application was filed and as it's been advertised, it was strictly for purposes of the pool. So if there's any further structures being contemplated in the future, a new variance application would be required.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, Councillor Penner.
Motion to approve.
Okay, do we have a seconder? Councillor Penner? Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. According to the information that we are presented today, the pool was found to meet construction and safety requirements, and this was, and final actually, was compliant on final inspection. So this is just one of those things that's an oversight. As well, the fact that this is on public swale or in the backyard or public reserve, this won't, like I said, impact anybody behind them. So I think this is a pretty straightforward request and that we should approve it.
Anything further?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Generally, when we receive variance requests, the concerns are drainage, lock grading, or privacy. I don't have any of those concerns with this, as a pool generally contains water quite well and doesn't run off. The lock grading was already previously approved, and as was noted by administration, there are no backyard neighbors aside from the city of Steinbach, so I don't see any concerns with that and have no problems moving forward to support the motion to approve this variance.
Thank you. Anything further of council? Yes, go ahead, Councillor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Ordinarily, I would object to this type of a variance because it goes from 5 feet all the way down to a quarter foot. But we have some extenuating circumstances in this case. One of them is that it's an existing pool. There's a large reserve at the back. The whole pool is on the property. And the city did their inspections, and obviously there are some concerns. So I'm going to vote in favor of this one.
Okay, thank you. Anything further of council? Anything in closing?
Nothing further.
Council. Well, council, you know what? Things like this happen. You build something and everything looks good, and especially in a situation like this where the pool complies with all of our bylaws and according to the pool bylaw, and it's safe, and then it's just a little bit too close. It's too close to the property line. But in this case, with nothing behind the property, and like a reserve and a swale plus a park after, there's no adverse effect on anyone. So I think the best thing to do here is to just approve this, get everything to compliance. It complies with our bylaw at this point then, and everyone can go live in the future and nice and happy. Call for the question. All's in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Thank you. Okay, council, we have no delegations. We have no reports and recommendations. We'll move to number 9, administration. We've got 9A, accounts payable. It's in the back of the book, looking for a motion to approve. Councillor Hebert, second by Councillor Siemens. Call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. 9B, we got the financial statements ending August 1st, 2025. Looking for a motion to approve. Councillor Hebert, second by Councillor Penner.
No comments. Thank you.
Call for the question. All's in favor? Opposed? That is carried. We have 9C. This is a plan of works, bylaw 2267. This is referring to Acres Drive. This will be first reading tonight. It starts on page 17. Mr. Worthing, could you please introduce this file?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Proposed bylaw 2267, representing a plan of works is for a parcel of land that is intended to act as a drainage ditch. It is connected with a proposed subdivision that is to be created immediately north of the proposed plan of works parcel of land. The proposal is provided on page 17 in Council's agenda package. Recommendation from administration is to give bylaw 2267 first reading so that the proposed plan of drain can be completed in conjunction with the subdivision.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wording. Council, how would you like to proceed? Councillor Swagstra.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll make the motion to approve first reading.
And do we have a seconder? Councillor Siemens. Go ahead, Councillor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As was noted, this is to open a plan of works on the southern 27 feet of the August Cove subdivision. The purposes here is that the Community Development Corporation is creating an 11-lot industrial subdivision just off of Acres Drive. And so the last 27 feet of the land, the southern 27 feet is being subdivided for the purpose of drainage. And so we want to make sure that we have this drain remaining in the name of the city, and so that's why we have the plan of works in place. Obviously, drainage is always important to deal with, and this is an example of planning ahead to make sure that that is properly addressed in this development.
Thank you, Councillor Swagstra.
Nothing further.
Anything further of council? Anything closing? Yeah, council, this is straightforward. This is the plan of works for drain so that the property can drain properly. Call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. We have 9D. This is the Auditor Appointment Resolution. We've got a quote from Reed and Miller, Chartered Accountants, that we've used in the past. They've done a great job for us before. The costs are as follows. Auditor fee for the year ending December 31st, 2025 will be $54,000 for the City of Steinbach, $4,500 for the Epp Library, and $3,500 for the Community Development Corp, for a total of $62,000 for the audits that are required for the City of Steinbach. Council, how would you like to proceed? Councillor Siemens.
Motion to approve.
Second by Councillor Hebert. Go ahead, Councillor.
As you stated, Mr. Mayor, this is a company, Reed Miller, that we have hired in the past, and they've done a good job for us. I see no reason not to approve this contract and reward it again, and then council can all eagerly anticipate the meeting that we have with them after their audit is done.
Thank you. Anything further? Anything further of council? Nothing closed?
Nothing further.
Call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Council, we have 9E. We've got building permits for September 2025. We've had an amazing month. Just over $17.5 million in permits. Lots of single-family dwelling, multifamily dwelling, and plus also some significant commercial and industrial also as well. Just a fantastic month to finish off the third quarter, $95.4 million, and we've got a whole quarter left. I think it's just fantastic. Looking for a motion to approve. Councillor Penner. Second by Councillor Penner as well. Go ahead, Susan. Councillor Susan Penner.
As you mentioned, we have just this massive residential amount for building permits, which is really exciting. The mayor and I were in a meeting today with a potential business that is coming to Steinbach, and then the gentleman in the meeting asked us, like, what are your plans for growth? Are you still planning to grow Steinbach? And I just said, try and stop us. Like, it is just booming, and so that's really exciting. And obviously, in a situation like that, it's really desirable for a new business to set up when they see what's happening, and that just is just this, effect. When a business sets up, then we get more people here and more businesses set up. So it's just a really exciting economic kind of cycle that has have been growing in Steinbach for years now. So anyways, I'm pleased to approve this, and I'm just really excited to see what the year end will end up being.
Thank you. Anything further?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, it's a phenomenal month. I do believe it is very close to our highest value permit month for the year. And it's great. I always like to make a point of how many families we're welcoming. It's 53 new families that are potentially going to be, or that will be moving into Steinbach, because we know our vacancy rate, so it's not potentially, they will be moving here. And it's great to see our developers really push forward in terms of not only residential but commercial. A combination of single and two-family, as well as multi-families. So we can be up here and toot our horns that we're the developers and we're driving new growth to Steinbach, but we are a small part in this, and I want to give lots of credit to our developers and those involved in that field that are continuing to invest in Steinbach and double down into the community. So kudos to them.
Thank you. Thank you. Anything further of council? Anything in closing?
Nothing further.
Well, council, I agree with the comments that have been made, and I do want to just say one thing, that it's our job as council to create this environment, and we are successful at creating an environment where people want to develop, people want to be. And as per what Councillor Penner said, this when a community is developing, when things are happening, people want to be where things are happening. Like what I notice is, like, if we have a barbecue on Main Street at our business, we just, as we get crowds, we get more crowds because people just want to come. And that's what's happening here in Steinbach. There's just a synergy that's happening because people are seeing building and they want to be part of that building as well. They want to be part of that growth, and it's very exciting. I did a little bit of talking with our corporate service manager, Adam, before the meeting, and I got some stats from 2024. And when you look at 2024 and you compare 2025 to 2024, in the entire year of 2024, we did 344 housing units. Now, that was a record. That was a record year for housing units. We are now presently at 313, okay? So we're only 31 away from that, and we've got a whole quarter to go yet. This is only 3/4 of the year. We had 89 single-family and two-family dwellings that were built last year. We're at 68 right now. So again, we're only a few off. It's possible that this could be another record year after a record year. Like, that is what's exciting. We had, last year we had 104.9 million, basically $105 million valued in permits. And this year, after 3/4, we're sitting at 95.4. So it's looking like this year is going to outdo last year, as long as all things are relative. And if that keeps happening in this way, I'm seeing another record year for the city of Steinbach. And that is so encouraging, given the fact that so much time that we spend as council is working on projects that develop and create a culture like of wanting to be here, developers wanting to be here, right? That's what we want to do. We want to create that community that wants to be here. And so, council, great job. Administration, thank you, great job as well. Because if we make it desirable and easy to be here, people will be here. Call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Are there any questions of council? Okay, seeing none, we will move on to correspondence petitions. We've got 11A, Epp Library, referring to minutes of January 15th, March 19th, May 20th, June 11th, and September 10th. Council, how would you like to proceed? Take his information. Okay. We've got the 11B, this is Epp Library Summer Usage Snapshot, and Summer Usage Snapshot. This is on page 31. I think this is, it's actually good information, great snapshot of how much usage we've had. Councillor Siemens, is there anything you wanted to add?
Just a few things. I think, too, that this is very interesting. This is a different way to look at the use of the library. This is a summer report. You can see that on Saturdays, they had 163 items of circulation every hour. And there's 2 staff on the front desk. That means that that books are either taken out or coming back in. So there's a lot of movement. So in the 5 hours that they're open, there's a lot of books being taken out. The library was extremely busy this summer. You can see all the different numbers. We don't have enough time to speak to all of them. We'll do that at some point in the report. But it is interesting how the library continues to grow, and their circulation year over year continues to grow. So that is excellent to see.
Okay, thank you very much. Council, how would you like to proceed? Take as information? Okay, thank you. We've got the 11C. This is the Minister for Municipal and Northern Relations, Municipal Funding Operating Grant Final Payment. So it looks like we will be getting just over $500,000 deposited into our account for us to be using. So money's always a good news. So Council will take it as information as well. Okay. Okay, we got 11D. This is the Manitoba Municipal Administrators Resolution Request. And this is referring to Manitoba Water Services Board. And as you can see, the MMA, Manitoba Municipal Administrators, they're asking for a resolution because the Water Services Operating Grant, they're funded by the province to the tune of $24 million per year. And they are oversubscribed by a factor of 56 times. So the projects that were asked for were $1.35 billion. So the MMA is asking rural municipalities and cities to advocate with them and send a resolution in. They've got a resolution here, a sample resolution, to lobby the government to increase this funding to $100 million. And I think this is, if we can do this together with the 103 municipalities that have, and cooperatives that have asked for money from this, and many being denied, I think that there's a lot of power in the number of people that will be represented by this. And so, Council, I would appreciate it if you would back this together with me, and that we would send in a resolution for that we ask that the Manitoba Water Stewardship Board's funding and their capital budget be increased to $100 million. Councillor Swagstra.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll make a motion that we pass a resolution based on the sample resolution here supporting this request.
Okay. Do we have seconders?
A seconder, can I ask a quick question? Like,
Yes,
just to
go ahead.
clarify, there's $24 million of funding available, and $1.35 billion was applied
Yeah.
for?
Yeah, in 24, and the funding is always 50-50, from what is that correct, Mr. Ortney?
That's correct.
The funding is 50-50, so the municipality has to pay 50% of the project. They can only ask for 50%. So technically, with this fund, only $48 million worth of projects can get done per year in communities around Manitoba. 103 municipalities needed water and wastewater projects that did not get funded.
Second that.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I think it makes sense for us to support this, this resolution. This, of course, is generated by the Manitoba Municipal Administrators Association, identifying a very clear need that as municipalities continue to grow, we obviously need upgrades to our water infrastructure, and whether in terms of sewer, things like lift stations. We know this all too well within the city of Steinbach. We have benefited from this fund in the past, and we certainly are going to be making applications for support from this fund in the future. And as one of the fastest growing cities in the province of Manitoba, it's certainly in our best interest to advocate that the province have more money in total available for the Manitoba Water Services Board to give these grants. And this doesn't benefit just us, this benefits all municipalities where growth is happening, and there are quite a few that are growing. And so this is an opportunity for us to work together with other municipalities, with the Manitoba Municipal Administrators Association. It's in the best interest of the province of Manitoba that we continue to grow. It's a prime example of the economic horse pulling the social cart, I believe is the term. So I think this fits that agenda very well.
Anything further?
Yeah, we've noticed, obviously, as a council, how dramatically costs have increased when it comes to these water treatment facilities. I know for us, I think we're looking at 130 million or something, just astronomical like that. It is not feasible for municipalities and smaller cities to be able to afford that magnitude of project. And these projects need to be done because if you can't get them done, your growth literally will stop. You cannot build what you cannot service. So I think this is very crucial, actually, when it comes to municipalities and, you know, small cities like ourselves for this funding to increase, because otherwise, like, growth will literally stop. And again, that's not just for Steinbach, that's for all municipalities. So the size of this fund needs to take into account how much these water projects have increased in cost over the last 5 to 10 years, but specifically 5 years.
Thank you. Anything further of council? Go ahead, Councillor.
I'd just like to acknowledge where this request comes from as well. The Manitoba Municipal Administrators, they're the ones frontline. They're the ones who push council. They're the ones who put the numbers together for council. So they're the ones who are often frustrated with the lack of response or the response from the province or the federal government. This one in particular goes to the provincial government, but they're the ones who are in between council, who's desperately wanting to get things done, and the province who keeps rejecting. So I think this is very important as well. I think we should be approving this.
Okay. Yes, thank you. Go ahead, Councillor.
One quick comment. As indicated, the numbers are very large, but they don't even include the city of Winnipeg. So our resolve here is to support the municipalities, excluding the city of Winnipeg.
Anything further of council? Anything closing? Yes, council, I do agree. When I saw this, I thought this is something we have to support. We have to get behind it. We need all municipalities to get behind this too and rally. And as to Councillor Susan Penner's comment, yes. I don't think that the province can afford to have the communities that are growing at the rate that Steinbach's growing to stop growing. The cost of that would be much larger than increasing the funding to projects like this. So I hope that through this, the province sees the actual need that is there, and that they will fund this, and they'll continue to fund wastewater and water projects, because those all development, the most crucial thing to the developments is water and wastewater. We need to have those in order for the developments to go forward. And if for one, even for 1 year, if we have to put a stop on development, that would halt the economic engine that Councillor Schweitzer talked about, and the social cart would go nowhere. And so we need the province to see the need in this, and we need the province to open up the funding and increase it so that projects of the magnitude that are happening in our communities can go on. Call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. We've got 11E, the St. Rat Roseau Watershed District minutes of August 19th, 2025, page 36. Council, how would you like to proceed? Take his information. We have no other business. Looking for motion to adjourn. Councillor Penner, second by Councillor Hebert. Call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed, that is carried. Next regular council meeting is Tuesday, October 21, 2025.